Right, I'm back again. Now obviously when I'm talking about various things, I was talking about the paravanes and the fact that you get to in the MK1 kit, and the fact that I've done the hoist that they dragged along with on the ship. So I could take the plastic ones that come with the kit. Oops, daisy. I'm toying with the idea of finding out what was used to drag them. Don't think it would have been chains, but you can't be too sure of that. But I could find out what pulled the paravanes along, and because I've got the extra ones, a little bit of dirt there. Because I've got the extra ones, the two plastic extra ones, I'm sort of toying with the idea of finding out what dragged them and having them on the kit, having the plastic ones down the side of the ship and managing to get them to look like they're being deployed down the ship, ready to get in the water. The problem with it is that if I do that, well, it's not a massive problem. What happens is it ends up with the paravane being so small. There you go, that's all 22 of them done. So if you watch if you've been watching the videos because usually you see I would have done this in a 1 hour plus video, but because because the tablet is messing around, I can't do anything with it. So now let's see what we've got. So we've done, that one's 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 done, that one is done, that one's done, that one's done. So we've now got 3 M13s, 1, 2, 3. But they're not the same. That's M13 there. And then, be careful. Oh, M09, sorry. M09. Oh no, they're M09s. So they're M09s. Those two there. You can't see really, can you? Those two there are M09. We've got an L11 there, and an M13 here, an M3 there, sorry. So let's get this back where it was. So now we want L11, I think that is. They're not making it very clear on what it actually is, are they? L11. Oh yeah, that's probably not big there. Now, you see now M11, L11 is a completely different thing to what that is. There's nothing on that one. And there's no L14, which is the other bit it looks like. So that just shows you, this is L11. And what we've got is a piece that is completely different to how this piece looks. So L11 is here. So let's get L11 off. This is where I think I've said before where photo etch is very good, but it does add all that extra time to the model. Once again, you can have them open, you know, you can use these frameworks to have an open hatch, but I don't see the point. So that then bits there. So I've got to hope that this is right. You know, to do it as an open hatch, it wouldn't do anything, would it? Because you wouldn't be able to see down into the hatch as such. I suppose the best way to have done that would have been to, if you were going to do that, would be to either dig that. Oh, look at that! Oh, top's come off of that. Look at those. That's because that's glued down immediately. Didn't put enough glue on that, did I? Now look what you've done, idiot. But I hope I can get that flat now. That's alright, I'll wait for that to dry and then we'll flatten that down. Can't get them in there. I want something that will go. No, that would be stupid because it would get covered in stuff. Haven't got anything small enough to fit in there, have I? Damn it. Right, there you go. Oops. Okay, we'll wait for that to dry. Once that's dry, I'll be able to push that corner down a bit better. I reckon it just needs a bit of glue under that corner. That's where I didn't put enough glue on that corner. And this is what I've said before with super glue. But that's a completely different part to the bit that was in there. The part, the plastic part didn't have that detail in there. So that would open up over there. That wasn't on there. So now, what did I say we've got? We've got two either side of no idea because I don't know what I'm looking at. MO9 and MO9. So that's these two here. Hinges go that way. That's what MO9 is. MO9. So that's two hinges. So hinges go. Now this has got the hinges on the outside instead of the inside. So that must open that way instead of that way. So that's fine. Can work that out. And then once you've got all this, like I say, it's whether you need to do all this is open. Now I've forgotten what I was doing. Was it L or M? That teach me to keep counting, won't it? MO9. Once all that photo etch is on, as I've said before over and over, it looks good. But once it's painted out, there's very little difference between how it looks without photo etch. And this is the thing about photo etch, isn't it? You know, it's a case of do you, don't you? You know, I think I've said many times I don't like particularly photo etch, but on the other hand, I do like adding the photo etch. When it works, it works. Can't she do this somewhere else? I must have done, mustn't I? I thought there was some over here that had this one. Ah, to the... yeah, no, I did that. So, you know, the photo etcher works and it's not working. So it works fine. Puts a nice bit of detail in it. But does, you know, it does add a huge amount of time to building. At the end of the day, if I wasn't doing all this photo etch, you could quite easily build it out the box and it would look just as good. Especially once, you know, once all this is printed out, you've got no hope in it. Some of the photo etch is just stupid. That's not gonna work. You know, I mean, well, like these bits I'm doing now, it's these little doors, but as you can see, they're so small, you're not going to see them once they're painted. And this is the thing, isn't it? Yeah. I reckon, cause like on the middle deck, 8 minutes, on the middle deck, where this deck will fit, don't blow the things away, you nitwit. Now the amount of times I've done that, I've taken little bits of photo etch off, seen a bit of dirt on something, blown it away, and blown the blown the little bit away. I did that a little while back, and I blew the little bit of photo etch across the room. It was just really lucky that I actually put my hand on it when I was looking. If I hadn't put my hand on it, I would have found it. It's really daft when you do things like that. Oh, there's the silly cocktail stick. Oh, no, I've broken that one. Oops, diddling. So I had a missing cocktail stick and somehow it's gone halfway across the table. It's fairly typical, really. You know, it's I had a piece clip off the other day, and as far as I was concerned it had gone that way, and I'm looking all over the floor for it. I'm looking under the table, but as happens with these things, it ended up, where I work here, I'm working in the bedroom, so it ended up on the bed. I was sure to look that as I got up on, when I was looking over on the bed, I saw the glint of the photo etch. I thought, well, how did it shot off to my left hand side? You know, well, how did you do that? You know, I mean, this is the thing that somebody needs to sort of explain at some point. Where does photo etch go? You know, there's some sort of I don't know, like some sort of warp or a hole in time. So when you get a bit of photo etch shoot off, it flies off into this area that nobody knows, and that you haven't got a hope in hell of finding. Until about 4 or 5 days later, when something happens and you catch a glint of it on the floor somewhere, you think, well, hang on a minute, it didn't shoot off that way. And it ends up, you know, about 20 yards away from where you lost it, where it flew off. You think, right, if I go outside, I'll take the dog for a walk in the woods, and the photo etch will probably be in there somewhere. There's this hole somewhere in space-time continuum photo etch disappears into. So that's looking pretty good now. You know, I mean, these little bits here, they look better with photo etch, but they've not improved them in any way. Well, you know, it's silly really, isn't it? It's like I say, it's sort of, so I've done that one. I've done that one. Now I want a MO3 for there. So MO3. Right, let's have a look. Right, hinges are going that way. So the hinges go towards the hole. There's that little tiny, I don't know whether that's part of the thing or not. No, I'm not sure about this. There's a little tiny bit on top of that, a little tiny round circular bit. But I don't know what that is. MO3. It's alright. I forget things within about 10 seconds of doing MO3. That's 19, I don't want that one. MO2, MO3. You know, and nobody can ever explain where this black hole is that photo etch goes into. And it doesn't make any difference what you do. On one occasion I put some cardboard down on the floor. Yeah, I mean, but I'm not talking about a little like 2 foot by 2 foot. I'm talking about a big sheet of cardboard, like 10 feet square. I put 2 of them down, right in front of where I was doing the bits. I thought, right, if a bit fires off, if I lose a bit, if I drop a bit, I'm going to see it on the cardboard. And sure enough, a bit flies off. But what does it do? It decides not to go on the cardboard. It decides, no mate, if you think you're going to get away with that, you can forget it. There's a little hole in front of this. And there was a little tiny bit on top of that. So I'm hoping I haven't covered this in. And I had something stuck on that. So that's all the photo etch done on that side, on that bit, and all this photo etch is done here. So I've got, no, they're done because I've painted them out. So I've got 2 there, and that will be these, or that'll be the little ones, won't it? That'll be them MO3s. So that is, this is where you can't find the end, of course. So it's in the middle of the Semtex deck there. Which way am I looking at it? So I'm looking at it from that way. You're looking for the little square bit which is here. But there's nothing about it going on there. MO3, MO3. Oh, we're going to run out in a minute. So that's it, there's no point in doing any more now. So that's now up to date. All that's left to do is 2 bits of photo etch on here and here. And that's that entire deck photo etched. We're then ready to start thinking about painting it. I've got to do a bit there. So that's all that lot done. Thank you for watching the videos, and I'll get back to you again now in a couple of days maybe, when we might start altering this size.